What to do if everything falls out of hand and nothing works. Instruction from a neuropsychologist. We reveal the true causes of the condition and change life for the better. For good or not for good. Having broken a glass or a plate, we immediately think about it, what kind of sign and what consequences to expect now. Doctors and psychologists advise digging in a different direction, looking at the state of the body. If everything falls out of hand, most often the reasons can be banal and easily eliminated, but we don't know about it. Usually this condition is misunderstood. Laziness, apathy, frustration, loss of meaning, we are used to considering a variety of reasons, but we do not see the true source. This is fatigue. As a rule, everything starts to fall out of hand when a person is in prolonged tension. How is the mechanism started? Let's analyze the reaction of people who have been under pressure for a long time, which they are unable to control. They fall into two categories. 1. The first type is those who begin to blame themselves and increase responsibility. As a result, psycho-emotional stress grows even stronger. If nothing is decided, there is a feeling of powerlessness, long-lasting apathy. The person is unable to collect himself. He is distracted, he has no strength. Everything is getting out of hand. 2. The second type is those who begin to show aggression. As in their side, so in relation to other people. Because of this, the level of stress increases, anxiety increases, the pulse quickens, and anxiety arises. There is a restructuring of the work of the autonomic nervous system, which in the future often leads to psychosomatic consequences. People with this type of reaction tend, unlike the first, to quit what they started and give up, and then suffer for missed opportunities. Common signs for these two types: uncertainty, stress, feeling of an inferiority complex, self-flagellation, autoaggression. Autoaggression is a complex, debilitating feeling. It manifests itself when there is a loss of control. Often a person does not understand where these unpleasant sensations come from. They come unnoticed and gradually absorb all spheres of life. At first you just feel bad, then you start to get sick. Everything continues to fall out of hand, and it seems that nothing happens at all. To stop this, you need to learn how to manage uncertainty and stress. How to avoid stress. 1. Remember that there is always a way out. With any difficulties in life, there is always a way that will lead out of a difficult situation. It can be located on the side, on top. There is always a back door as well. In fact, most likely the option is right under your nose. 2. Think positively. You need to think positively. Everyone experiences confusion from time to time, and everyone can deal with it. 3. Own the situation. It is impossible to control every second, but competent time management and awareness will not hurt. The choice of strategies for working with your condition is your responsibility. It is sometimes impossible to influence the uncertainty itself, but it is always possible to influence the personal one. 4. Clearly see the picture. The state of stress and tension almost always has a connection with the lack of a detailed, clear picture before the eyes. The situation is blurred. To relieve stress, you need to act. To do this, it is important to have a clear picture and plan. What to do if it's delayed? Everyone who is under stress experiences a decrease in the level of activity. It is important to understand that this state cannot last forever. You need to get out of it as soon as possible. There is no point in sitting in this swamp. When we are in a quagmire, we lose the ability to express ourselves. Goals and desires are relegated to the background. What to do? You need to pay attention to your problems. Here and now. To begin with, ask yourself the question, what is the reason for my depressed state? Why is everything getting out of hand? The answers to these questions usually sound like this: with the fact that I do not understand the full picture of what is happening, with the loss of control over it. The next step out of the here and now is to suspend the physical execution of what you were doing. Postpone reading, sending a message, etc. Understand that you don't have to continue on the same path. If not stopped, the consequences can be devastating. Stopping the previous actions is not so easy, but it's worth it. A break is always justified. Yes, you may lose something right now, but the future benefits will pay for everything. How does it work in an example? If you walk 10 kilometers without rest, sooner or later a callus will appear on your foot. It is unpleasant to deal with it, it is painful, troublesome, etc. But this problem must be eliminated as quickly as possible, because, having hobbled for some time, you will soon be forced to completely leave the race. Yes, you will need to stop moving, dig through the backpack in search of a band-aid, manage to stick it somehow, and then try to put on your shoes without damaging the structure. It is not pleasant, but it is a necessary measure so that it is possible to continue on the path and reach the goal, without experiencing pain. The problem is that usually people make decisions based on emotions. They react momentarily, forgetting the importance of strategic thinking. In fact, our feelings almost always control our actions. The person is unaware of this. The fallacy of the decision on emotions is revealed later, when the destructive consequences have already made themselves felt. If nothing is done in the current moment, then the corn will develop into a blister, and then into a dangerous open wound. The hike will stop. When laying in the future, people tend to hope that everything will be decided by itself. That is why they shy away from the discomfort that they will experience with the expenditure of energy and strength in the current moment. But self is not always solved. When everything goes wrong, this is a wake-up call that you are tired and the old methods do not work. You need to take a break and try to just observe yourself. From this point, the countdown of a new life will begin. With this view of things, a broken plate is a good omen. A sign that the time has come to change something, and it will be for the better.